Welcome to This Explainer. I am super pumped to have you here today because we're going to unpack one of the most exciting, dynamic, and honestly, potentially life-changing platforms in the entire tech world. Yep, we're talking about Kaggle. If you've ever looked at the data science world and just wondered, how do people bridge that massive gap between being a total beginner and a paid industry pro, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to decode the strategies, the mindset, and the exact steps you need to take to completely crush it on this platform. So, let's just dive right in. $3 million. Let that sink in for a second. That was the staggering reward for the Heritage Health Prize, which actually currently stands as the biggest Kaggle competition to date. So when we talk about data science competitions, we are definitely not just talking about collecting digital badges or, internet bragging rights. We're talking about massive financial stakes and real-world impact. But it begs the question, how exactly do you get to the point where you're actually competing for that kind of prize?
Well, here's our blueprint for today. We'll cover 1. Inside the Kaggle arena. 2. Collaboration over competition. 3. Your first Kaggle steps. 4. Finding your data niche. And 5. The long-term career payoff.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Inside the Kaggle arena.
So it's time to demystify what actually happens inside a Kaggle competition. It works like this. You submit your code, you get an accuracy score, and a real-time leaderboard is just constantly updating based on how well your solution stacks up against everyone else's. Your rank goes up, theirs goes down. Kinda intense, right? But here is the absolute secret weapon: 100% transparency. Think about it. Unlike a closed university exam where you literally never get to see the top student's paper, when a Kaggle competition ends, the winning submission code is completely released to the public. That means you can study exactly how the competition was won. You get to dig into the winning entries, understand the specific techniques the champions used that maybe you missed. It is just an absolute goldmine for leveling up your skills.
Moving right along to Section 2, Collaboration over competition.
A lot of times, we think of these platforms as these cutthroat, solitary battlefields where it's just every data scientist for themselves. But we really need to completely flip that script. Just imagine this scenario. The competition is closing in, say 2 or 3 days. You're working alone, someone else is working alone, and neither of you is doing quite well enough to catch that person in the #1 spot. Instead of just losing individually, a totally brilliant and super common strategy on Kaggle is to reach out and collaborate. You literally merge your teams right before the deadline. By combining your work, or kernels, which are basically your shared code notebooks, you can suddenly overtake that top spot, win the whole thing, and split the prize. It really proves that massive collaboration happens right at the very end.
And honestly, think about who you're actually collaborating with. You aren't just teaming up with some random folks on the internet. You're working alongside some of the absolute best data scientists in the world. People from tech giants like Microsoft, Google, Facebook, and NVIDIA. By sharing ideas and collaborating with them, you aren't just trying to win a cash prize. These very same people can offer you job recommendations, employment offers at top-tier companies, and absolutely crucial letters of recommendation. That is a life-changing benefit that can literally help with everything from securing your dream job to even getting immigration approval. It's huge.
All right, let's get practical with Section 3, Your first Kaggle steps.
So how do you actually get started without feeling completely and utterly overwhelmed? Well, here is your step-by-step sequence. First up, set up a complete profile. I'm talking a real photo, a proper bio, and a valid email so the community can actually connect with you. Second, while you totally could use R or C++, Python has by far the best support on Kaggle, so just go with Python. Third, use libraries like Seaborn to explore your data. And fourth, and please really hear me on this one, it is perfectly okay to copy. Seriously, find a notebook or kernel someone else has already prepared, copy it, paste it, and just start reading through it so you can understand how it ticks.
Now, as you do this, you're going to constantly bump into a specific acronym, EDA, which stands for Exploratory Data Analysis. When you're copying those initial notebooks, you'll see a whole lot of this. It simply means diving into the data to find patterns and visualize exactly what you're working with. Please don't let the jargon intimidate you. It's really just the essential, standard first step of getting to know your dataset.
Okay, so once you've copied a kernel, your next micro goal is incredibly simple. You just add 1 or 2 lines of your own code. Yep, that is literally it. Just see how that tiny little change improves your visualization, or maybe bumps up your accuracy score by just 0.1. By taking these small, bite-sized steps, you naturally build your confidence. And remember, Kaggle has specific learning competitions designed just for novices to practice these exact skills. And if you ever get stuck, just ask the community. They're super friendly and always there to help.
So, the crucial takeaway here is this.
When you're just starting out, do not obsess over how much money you're making or where you sit on that leaderboard. Those things are totally secondary. Your absolute, unwavering focus has got to be on learning. The rank, the prizes, the prestige, those are simply byproducts of a refined skill set, right? They will eventually come if you just focus on the knowledge first.
Now let's talk specialization in Section 4, finding your data niche.
Once you've got those basics down, it is time to evolve. Because to truly excel, you have to realize something important. You simply cannot be an expert in absolutely everything. Look at the vast breadth of domains available on Kaggle. You've got retail and e-commerce, telecom, bioinformatics, genome mapping, security and defense, counterterrorism, the stock market. It's wild! The data science techniques required for retail are fundamentally different from those you'd use in genome mapping or counterterrorism. You really have to pick a lane. You need to establish your specific niche. And why is this so absolutely crucial? Because aligning your competitions with your specific business domain dramatically accelerates your learning. It's like having a massive insider advantage. When you deeply understand the underlying business, let's say retail, you inherently know how to ask better questions of the data. You know how to extract way more meaningful answers, and you can build vastly superior models compared to someone who just knows the math but doesn't really get the industry.
Finally, we arrive at Section 5, the long-term career payoff.
We've talked about the arena, the collaboration, the beginner steps, and finding your niche. But what is the ultimate reward for dedicating yourself to this ecosystem? Well, let's circle back to that $3 million Heritage Health Prize we discussed at the very beginning. Yes, it was a commercial competition, and sure, people entered for the prize money, but the result was so much bigger than just a paycheck. The models built in that competition actually led to vital research papers, including groundbreaking work on HIV and AIDS, and massive advancements in data labeling. By competing on Kaggle, you are actively contributing to the global scientific storehouse of knowledge. How cool is that?
Ultimately, this is the true payoff of your Kaggle journey. You start by polishing your skills in those beginner-friendly environments. You build this invaluable network of like-minded peers and literal industry titans. You secure life-changing letters of recommendation, and eventually, you leverage all of that to land a dream job at a major tech firm. It's just a complete end-to-end career accelerator.
We've covered the roadmap, the strategies, and the honestly incredible opportunities waiting for you inside the Kaggle community. The path from beginner to pro is completely laid out for you, and the tools are right at your fingertips. So I'm going to leave you with this one final thought as you prepare to take your very first step. Look at the industries shaping our world today. Out of all of them, what will your data science niche be?